and I'm back with another video for my Inktober vlogging experience. And I'll talk a little bit about this piece towards the end of the video. I just wanted to get right into the issue at hand. Now, I know everybody that does Inktober at some point during the challenge, they come across a dilemma. Sometimes it might be unique to the artist, or other times it might be something that is all too relatable. In my case, when I was working on this drawing, or rather when I finished it, I was flipping through my sketchbook that I'm using for the challenge, and I realized that this is piece number 5 for me. And not only is it piece number 5, it marks me being a third of the way towards my goal. As I had previously discussed, I am trying to be realistic in my goal for this challenge. I knew I couldn't do 31 or 30 individual drawings for this month, so I set a goal of 15. I figured half the amount of what the list includes for prompts and everything, half of that may actually be doable for me with my schedule. And so this is piece number 5, and it marks me being a third of the way there, which is awesome. But as I flipped through my sketchbook, I realized I was nearing the end of the sketches that I had drawn ahead of time. And for me, that presents a pretty big challenge for me, just because I did sketch ahead due to wanting to make it easier for me to accomplish my goal. I didn't restrict myself to having to start a piece with the sketch and then ink it and then do whatever else I was doing with it all in one session. It's just impossible for me to pull off, especially during the week, and weekends are oftentimes a no-go for drawing for me, just due to my schedule. It's easy for me to do the drawings during the work week. So that's definitely proving to have me a little nervous about going forward, just because I don't even have enough sketches. Realistically, if I were to do a drawing every single day during the week, even with a 5-day week, I don't have enough sketches to make it through the week. So I'm going to have to readjust my game plan according to what I have going for me right now. So it's a pretty easy fix, but I was hoping I could do a little more inking this week, because I felt like I was getting into the groove, and that may be why I came across this problem so early on. So I'm probably going to have to focus on doing more sketching rather than inking this week. So that is definitely, I feel like it's an interesting dilemma or issue to come across, just because everybody else is doing daily drawings, it seems like, and I have yet to come across anybody else that is doing less than the 30 or 31 drawings. Everybody else is doing their dailies, and I'm just like, I'm sketching on some days and inking on others, and I'm trying to, keep myself from going crazy, because I really want to tackle this Inktober challenge and feel like it was an overall success. So my question to the viewer is, are you coming across any dilemmas or problems in week 2 of Inktober for yourself? Are you doing daily drawings, or did you take more of a realistic approach, more suited to work for yourself like I did? And if so, have you come across any of those issues similar to me, or did you sketch ahead and do all of your sketches with enough time? I know when I decided that I was doing Inktober, I had about a week to do pre-sketching at best, and the bulk of them were done over a weekend, which was the weekend I decided I would do it. But I figure I have a game plan, I have a way to make this work, so it shouldn't be too much of a challenge. I just don't want to be doing both sketching and inking on the same day, or going piece by piece. I feel like it's really going to slow down my momentum. But moving on to this drawing here that I was working on, I actually had done the line work on Twitch. I've decided that I might try to do some streaming. This way I don't have to worry about speeding up or anything like that. If I remember to, I'll include the link to my Twitch channel in the description below, and hopefully I'll see somebody there and just drop by and say hi if I'm live. I haven't worked out a schedule just yet, just because when I was inking the lines for this was actually the first time that I streamed, at least with artwork. But the character that I was working on for this piece is a character named Raizen. He's from my all-time favorite anime, Yu Yu Hakusho, and he's a character that shows up much later on in the series, like very much towards the end, but he's a rather large character, and this was actually the second time that I'd drawn him, which in and of itself, it was kind of a challenge because he's not a character I'm super used to drawing or familiar with drawing at all from the series. So that paired with the fact that I am doing this Inktober challenge after only several months back to drawing. I actually didn't draw for about 4 years or so, 4.5 years. I'll save that for a different video, perhaps, if I stick with this. But I haven't done any side profiles at all since being back to drawing. I think I may have given it a shot maybe once, and I wasn't super crazy about it, or it was more of like a thumbnail and I was playing around with ideas, and I decided against doing a side profile. So to me, this sketch actually looked really, really weird between the side profile and the hand, which hands are the bane of my existence. I felt like it looked very odd, but then as I was doing the lines, it felt more, if it was starting to look more right to me, I guess. It could have just looked odd because of none of the lines being finalized in pen or anything like that, so maybe that could have been it. And I wasn't super keen on it at all until I really started working on it. So one of the things that I've learned with Inktober so far, because it's the second one of 2 sketches that I wasn't super crazy about that I did. And it turned out all right with the first of the 2 sketches I wasn't crazy about. And I definitely do like the finished product. I like it more than I was thinking I would. And this is another one where I didn't scrap it and I worked to finish it, and I didn't, half-ass it at all. So the finished product, I feel, looks great. But I definitely am challenging myself to not scrap ideas. I'm just trying to push through to the end. But if you're having any issues or you want to discuss your Inktober, hit me up in the comments below and I'll see you around.